Today I will start redoing my driveway. When it rains it gets like very muddy and slippery, and then I drag all the mud to the house, so I'll be repaving it. It's this part over here. Now we had some sun for the last couple of days, but you can see that for instance here it's still all very wet and muddy. I think I'll for now just dig out where the tires hit the ground and put new gravel there and just kind of leave this grass in the middle. My dogs are also really happy that the sun is out again. We had quite a bit of rain the last few weeks. I've got my wheelbarrow, my shovel and my rubber boots, so let's get to work. I actually also completely refurbished this wheelbarrow. It looked quite decrepit before, but now it looks nicer, I think. But yeah, let's get started. So the main issue I have is that my driveway isn't entirely level, so I'm gonna try to somewhat do that now. Like for instance here it's way higher than down there, so I'm gonna try to level it out a bit by hand. So I'll basically be digging out these sides, all this mud, yeah, because it's just so wet. Like you can see, it's just like extremely wet, and can then just put gravel over here. Like I want to dig until I reach kind of more solid ground, if that makes sense. So like this in here, this is like pretty compressed and hard, and I want to get this like wet kind of top layer off. Like this black kind of, I don't know, mud sand. It looks more like sand, to be honest. Kind of all of these edges out. I'll just throw this in the middle for now, and I'll use that later to level everything with. Ugh. I don't have a digger, so I had to do everything by hand, and this definitely took me way longer than I expected. It was also much heavier than I expected, but in the end I got it done. I now dug out about half, I think. I'm still not sure if I should leave this grass here in the middle or also dig this out as well. I still need to do part of it up here and somewhat level it. It's not going to be perfectly level because, as you can see, my garden just isn't. Yeah, it's on a slight hill, so I'm not going to get it perfectly level, but at least try to get it as flat as possible. I'm actually gonna dig the ruts out until about here, because behind me it's just grass and there it doesn't get muddy, so I have a little bit more to go. Just move my wheelbarrow out of the way and just continue digging. Chomp it. Like I don't really want to dig out this grass because the grass is part of the reason that it doesn't get muddy in these places, so I'm just gonna leave that intact and kind of work around it, I guess. And to level it, I don't have a machine or anything for this. I'm probably just gonna use one of my cars and just drive over it a bunch of times, and hopefully it will help. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does need to change a little bit. Fuck. Scheiße. Again, more digging that I had to do. I dug the ruts about 10 centimeters deep and used a stone mix that consists of bigger and smaller stones, which compacts naturally so everything stays together nicely. So I've now prepped everything. Tomorrow I will drive down and get gravel and then put gravel on. I'm going to leave the grass in the middle because I think it just looks nice. Yeah, I might have to dig it out slightly more still, but I'll do that tomorrow then. And then put gravel on, and then hopefully the mud won't return. I'm currently digging this out deeper, as there will be a layer of 10 centimeter of gravel on top. Here you can kind of see the issues that I'm having. The groundwater comes up, which makes everything super muddy, especially when it rains. I will put some big rocks in this area. I'm not going to dig it out much deeper because then again, you can see it here, more and more water will just come up. This side here I will dig out a little bit deeper because this all seems pretty dry. This is all the dirt I've removed so far, so yeah, let's do some more digging and get a nice new driveway. It's like a never-ending dig. Next time I'm definitely renting a digger to get this done because this took all my energy out of me. The ground here was extremely hard and had a ton of like rocks in it, so I needed to use this pickaxe to kind of cut it down and cut the ground open before I could dig more dirt out, essentially. Like I said, definitely renting a digger next time because this just took so much time. Now getting the gravel delivered from my house. I found a very nice company that actually drove it up to my driveway and they're going to dump it now. Gravel incoming. These trucks are just so cool. I think I could look at this for hours, to be honest. So I've now got my gravel. Plenty of work to do, so let's get at it. Now let's fill this wheelbarrow up with some gravel. Going up and down the driveway definitely wore me down after some time. Doing everything by hand costs more energy, but it definitely makes it way more rewarding in the end. I think I've walked over 50 wheelbarrows up and down the driveway to get the job done. It also really gives you perspective on how people used to do this back in the day and how hard this was. I have now put the gravel on the first part, so I'm gonna put it into position, spread it out a bit, and then see if I need to add more. It's honestly impressive how people used to build kilometers of roads and entire buildings without the machines we have today. Like, this project definitely showed me that it takes a lot of effort and energy to get things done without modern machines. So I've now got the first part done. Took me about 15 wheelbarrows. Now I'm going to do the second part. And then fill in some spots that still could use some more gravel, and then I'll drive my car over it a couple times so everything compresses, and hopefully I'm done. Stretch should take a little bit less gravel because it's narrower than the other one, and also this one isn't muddy at all, so this should be a little bit easier, hopefully. I also got nicely sunburned during this project. I've now filled both of them up with gravel. I'll probably put some sort of like barrier here on the side so not all of it spills out. I'll let it then compact for a bit and see if I need to top anything up. There's this old fence here that somebody left that was using the field prior to me. This field is mine, by the way, so I'm not like stealing shit, but this has been here for more than a year since I bought it, basically. So I'll be using these poles to create some sort of barrier next to the gravel so it doesn't all spill out when I drive over it. I'm essentially just using this as a natural barrier so the gravel stays somewhat in place. I will also be putting dirt in the middle and on the sides to level everything out, and hopefully this will make sure that it doesn't shift all over. Here you can see the progress. I'm just gonna put stones next to it to kind of try to fortify it a bit. It's okay. Like I have so many rocks on the property, so kind of just grab these from whenever or wherever and put these down. So I've now kind of fortified the sides. Now I'm going to use that leftover dirt over there, and in the last half part in between I'm going to level it out because there it does slope down some. You can't really see that well on the phone, but it essentially it's kind of like this. It's not straight, but it's like this. So I'm gonna try to level it out as much as I can, which will then also at the same time fortify it. Now I'm going to scoop some dirt on. I've now put some of the dirt that I dug out in between. I'm gonna spread this out and then fill up any holes that need to be filled. Take this out. Don't put all the shit in here. Hopefully this will level it out for the most part. Hello, dog. Yeah, coming to expect everything. Here I am sowing some grass. This will help with water absorption and will hopefully prevent mud. I'm about finished right now. This is what it looks like. I'll probably have to add some more gravel in the coming days, but I'll first give it some time to compress. I think the spots have about 10 centimeters of gravel on them. That should be enough. And then here I just leveled it out with the leftover dirt that I had there, and you can see that I put some grass seed on it so all this becomes nice and green. But yeah, all in all I'm pretty happy with it. I drove my Range Rover over it. This is the first time. It didn't really sag too much or spill out, so that's nice. It kept itself pretty well. I'll be definitely adding some more gravel in the coming days, but all in all it looks very promising so far. So that's me done for today. I'm gonna have a swim and then have dinner. So my driveway has been paved. Now it's time to have dinner by the fire. Thank you all for watching.